Hello and welcome to the first ever interview of Niners-Dynasty Interview. Today we are joined by Swozzy, Stockton, and Vincitii. The first question on the chopping block is, who do you think the best team in the league is? Stockton?
All right, I'm going to open this up. This is going to sound really biased, but I'm going to say that my Bills are the best team in the league. We've got Flakes, we've got Oob, Russia, Chicago, Sinless, Zanshak, Bloop, Milk, myself. I honestly don't see how any teams are going to beat us, but challenge anyone to try.
How far do you think your team will make it this year?
I have full confidence we're going to win the Super Bowl. To be completely honest, I'm going to get my third ring in here. Flakes is going to get his third ring in here. We're going to get the rest of the boys there first in there. It's going to be a
And
vibe.
who do you think is your biggest competition?
Um, I have not looked at many of the other teams quite yet. If Young claimed the team in here,
The
then
Bears?
all right. So Young claimed the team, so he's going. He's always going to be a good competition. Let me take a look at his team. He's the Giants, correct?
The Bears.
Bears.
The Bears. All right. Let me take a look at that real quick. Chicago Bears. Let me see what he's got going. Okay, so yeah, he's basically got the same team that he's got minus capital. So he's always going to be good competition. But I do believe that we will beat that team.
Okay, Swozzy, what about you?
So I think the same as Stockton. The Bills are great. The Bears are great. There's some sleeper teams. Like the Ravens have a pretty good roster. The Chiefs have a pretty good roster. And even the Titans, they don't have many players yet. But once they get their roster, they'll be very good. And I'll even go with Big Shooter's team because it's pretty cute.
Okay, Vincitii, what about you?
Feel like right now the best team in the league has to be the two Super Bowl champions, Bears. They've looked really well once they've been playing in VFFL, and they're just really unstoppable once they start lob gaming. It'll be hard to defeat them.
Okay, what's your biggest sleeper team this season? Stockton?
I'll start this one off and say the Rams.
Okay.
They've got. Hang on, let me pull up their team again because they had a couple players I really liked. All right, here we go. They've got Connor on their team. They've got Mish on their team. They've got Dabbing Time. They've got Peeps. Some players that you and oh yeah, they've got skaters too. My bad. Guys that you won't exactly expect to do a lot, but guys that are really good at the game. Connor especially. I played with that dude before, and he's a really good wide receiver for me.
Okay, our double. As you were
Uh,
saying the Chiefs, the uh, and other teams.
yeah, those are some good teams, but like I really like the Ravens roster. They're very underrated in my opinion.
Okay, Vincity, what about you?
I feel like one of the most underrated teams has to be the Denver Broncos. I mean, when their QB is playing at an elite level and he's not, messing around and all that, he can get really hot and really good quickly. They're
Wait,
going to
what
be
the?
someone that you're going to expect to beat, but they're going to put up a fight every game.
Okay, and now how do you think VFL will do this season in terms of activity, competitiveness, and just overall? How well do you think the league will do?
I'm going to
I'll
have to.
start this. I'll
Stockton.
start this off. Yeah, I'll start this off. So I believe that once the growing pains are going to be over, because we're going to have some growing pains coming back. But I think once those are through, we're going to come back. We're going to have a great league here, and I think that we are going to be just fine.
Okay, Vincity.
I feel at the current state of the league, I think that, you know, it's got great potential. We've obviously seen it at great potential before. I feel like there's a good chance that it could be successful, but it really does come down to who is going to step up and put in effort.
Our double.
So this season, when we first came back into season 6 from when we took a break, everything was unorganized. The staff was not the best, and now when we came back this time, a lot of guys stepped it up. and put in the work to make this league better again. If those guys continue to do what they're doing and more people step up, I believe we can
Okay.
have a successful league.
Now the final question. How do you feel about your own teams? Stock? You already said you're going to
Well,
win the Super Bowl.
I was gonna say you've already heard my opinions about my own team. We have a really good core that we've got coming, and I have full confidence in my team's abilities to win the Super Bowl.
Well, what's your Super Bowl prediction? Like the two teams on the score.
My Super Bowl prediction,
Yes.
honestly, um, I know it depends on who we play in the playoffs, of course. But if we're taking the two best teams right now, I think it's going to be us and the Bears.
What's your score prediction?
Oh, score prediction. I mean, it's Young, so it's always going to be a close game with him. So I'm going to say something like probably 48-45 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Or double. What about you?
I agree with Stock. Until another team proves that they're better than the Bills and the Bears, I'd go with the Bills and the Bears as the best teams. And for the Broncos, my team, I feel like we can make the playoffs and then do well in the playoffs, but it all depends on how we work together as a team.
Okay, and Vincitii.
For the Broncos, I mean, it really depends on how the chemistry folds out, if you know what I mean. Like, this team is very bad playing not together, but when they've got chemistry going in any team, you're going to have success. Either that's a lot of it or just a little bit of it. If you've got chemistry going with the team, you know those guys, you know how to play with them, you're going to have success.
Okay, what's your Super Bowl prediction?
At this point, I'm going to have to go with the upset, seeing Young's team pull off probably a lob game victory over the Bills. But it will be a close matchup. It'll be a great game. I feel like this one could go down the history books as one of the best.
Okay, thank you guys for all coming today. Just a disclaimer, these are all just really early season predictions, so don't take it seriously, but don't take it too seriously. Take it with a grain of salt because we're still very early in the season. We don't know how games are going to be played and what teams are good. But thank you guys for coming, and we hope that this can be a very successful season in VFL. Goodbye.